Welcome to Changing the Narrative podcast. I'm your host, Rodrina Bush, and this is where leaders pull back the curtain. They share their real story behind their success, not just the wins, but the moments that stretch them as well, the moments that shape them, and the moments that strengthen their purpose. Every conversation that we have here is honest, it's human, and it's full of wisdom you can carry into your own journey. So let's dive in. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us today on Changing the Narrative. We have a new guest in our studio today, a person that is very close to me. I consider to be a close friend. We just met not too long ago.
I know, but it's like we've known each other.
Right.
Yeah.
That lets you know the connection is meant to be.
Absolutely. Yes.
But I think, Ellena, we met, on Facebook? No. You came in to see the place.
I sure did. Yes.
And I think we've been connected kind of, sort of, ever since. But we got some good things that we're going to talk about today. We got some good things to talk about that Miss LeJeune has coming up that she's going to share with you. Before we get started and get into the questions, just tell us a little bit about yourself. I know I'm going to give a little introduction, but just tell us who you are.
Sure, going to put me on the spot. I am a native of Birmingham, Alabama, one of 9 children, and a wonderful mother and father. Rest in peace, Dad.
Yeah.
My mother's still living. She's 88.
That's
and I have a beautiful daughter, Celine, who is here in Huntsville with me. Graduated with honors in journalism, and just living life and trying to make the best of it, like everybody.
Yes, that's good. That's what we're all doing. That's what we're all doing. Well, I have a little introduction I'm going to give you about Miss LeJeune, and her name is Ellena, and it's Ellena LeJeune. Am I saying LeJeune right?
Correct.
Ellena LeJeune Smith. She's the visionary and founder of the Alabama Fashion Alliance, and I know a lot of you that are Huntsville natives, you know about the Alliance, the Fashion Alliance. Well, this is the person that started it all. So if you hadn't had a chance to, you've heard about it, you hadn't had a chance to meet her, this is your opportunity. This is a great introduction. She's also the designer behind her own women's fashion line. It's called LeJeune Signature. So I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that. Her love for design began at the age of 12. Oh my God. She said her neighbor gave her a crash course in sewing, and that kind of ignited all of this, y'all. It was a lifelong passion of fashion that was created. Affectionately, she's known as Miss LeJeune. So if you've heard that name, this is Miss LeJeune. I'm introducing you to her. She believes that beauty is ageless, not just external, but a reflection of the inner transformation through the Word of God. Amen. And her life is a testament. Yes, it is. Her life is a testament to resilience, grace, and purpose. And just in a little short time that I've known her, I say that that is true. So we're going to jump into we're going to jump into the questions. So let's talk first about the spark of your creativity. Okay, the first question says, you discovered your love for design at just 12 years old, which is magnificent within itself. How did that moment with your neighbor, Lydia, how did that shape the trajectory of your life today?
Oh man, it was foundational. So we started out in the projects, my family, and my dad worked for the Birmingham Housing Authority, and there was a program to have your house built, I guess, for certain areas in Birmingham. And so he put in for it, we got it. He was able to have a home built for us. And within that time, I met our neighbor who lived the street over, and her daughter was the same age as me, Zenobia. And so when I would go to visit Zenobia, I would see her mom was sewing. And her mom was a stay-at-home mom, and that is how she made her money. And so one day, she noticed that every time I came over, I'd sit on the bed and just watch her. Like, what are you doing? And she said, would you like to learn to sew? And I was like, yeah. And so she said, come on over. So she got up and I sat down. It was like 15 minutes. She showed me the straight stitch, zigzag, how to back stitch, just real basic stuff.
Yeah.
And I just took off from there.
Oh, wow.
And I think the full circle was when I finished high school, I bought that machine.
Oh, wow.
And so, and brought it home and began to just make items of my own.
Yeah, I know programs in schools today have, like the little craft classes and stuff like that. Did you experience it? Did you take up any of that in high school?
I think that when I was younger than 12, they had like the Y then offered different classes, but I wasn't old enough to use the machine.
Okay.
But I remember even then being intrigued by how are they doing that and creating this, so, but yes.
Well, that's just amazing that from 12 until after high school, you still kept that same passion and everything. So that's great. That's a great, good foundation. So growing up in a big family, you talked about in your discussion with me, information you sent that you had a huge family. You came from a family of 9, I think that's what you said. So being one of the 9 children in a 2-parent home, what values or lessons from your upbringing still guide you even today?
I think the first thing that I valued when I got older and moved out is that not everybody has the privilege of having both parents in the home. And I think when me and my siblings talked, we didn't realize how blessed we were. We just thought that everybody goes home and everybody, has dinner together and talk and clown around. But as you get older, you realize that is so instrumental in your stability. And so a lot of people used to always tell me, like, you have a level head. You have a level head. And I think getting older, I realized how important that foundation is. And my parents, when I wanted to design or anything I wanted to do, they were supportive, not only for me, but for all of the siblings. And so I would say that, yes, that was just a wake up aha moment for me. And I just cannot be grateful enough for that.
And you said your mom is still living?
Yes.
So what does she think about you now?
My mom, so I have to say this. Since I moved away, which I moved to Huntsville to marry, and my mom has written me love letters.
Oh, wow.
If not weekly, every other week at first. God. And now that she's 88, she still will write them now and then, and so I have started trying to write little cards to her too, and she'll just call me and say, "You just made my day."
That's so
but
sweet.
when I read those cards, it's her sewing into my life. She always tells me how proud she is of me, and that I'm a blessing not to her but to the world.
Oh, wow.
And just certain things, and I have to say that I don't know how to process. I know that what she's doing is planting seeds still in me, but sometimes that love is so great for me that I don't even know how to embrace it.
Oh, wow.
So when I see her, I just love on her and hug her, and I would tell people that if I could take my mom, put her in my pocket, and take her everywhere with me, I would do it, because she's just that type of person. So I don't know where she came from, really. Well, but I'm glad she's my mother.
But mothers, I'm not just gonna say mothers, parents, but mothers especially, because they have that nurturing thing about them. They can feel things sometimes that we wouldn't otherwise think that they could. They can read more because they birthed us and got us here. So as they know, they see, they feel. And I'm sure you can say, because you're a mother as well, there are certain times when we can feel our children. Does that make sense?
I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, sometimes you can feel your children and you just, you don't know what's going on at the time, but you feel them. I could, just last week, something was going on with my son. Well, he kept coming up in my mind, coming up in my spirit. I kept feeling, and I was like, something is not right. So when I pick up the phone and call, then I found out what was going on, you know. But I mean, I think that that's something that God has just given us as mothers. And so that may be something she may think that, you know, this is something, a gift I can give back to my daughter, you know, and it's helping you along the way. Because I see how you brightened up just talking about it.
Not only that, I think I'm thinking about her 8 other children.
Yeah.
But my parents had a way of, well, I'll just say my mother. My father did too.
Yeah.
But mostly her. She has a way of making every one of her kids feel like they're the only
Oh, wow.
kid.
Yeah.
And that takes something special to do that. Her background is in early childhood education, so she graduated Niles College.
Okay.
And then she had 9 kids, you know, so she put it to work.
Right.
But I think you're exactly right. The way I express it when I'm talking to others with children is that you have to know your children to know how to speak into them. And it just doesn't happen. Like you have to watch and you have to just see what makes them tick, what makes them do this and that. And what you're doing as a mom, I think it's innate, like you said. I think we're just like saving it because we're tucking it away. And when we see those little things, we're like, wait a minute,
Right.
you know, what's going on here?
Right.
You know, so yes.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. Well, let's talk about, because, you know, we know that you're a visionary. You even refer to yourself as a visionary. So what inspired you to create the Alabama Fashion Alliance, and how did you know it was time to step into that level of leadership?
Well, first of all, I think that every vision is from God.
Yes.
I really do think that, because it is not like a lot of these visions that I have is something I plan, like I thought about, like, oh, I'm gonna do. I could just wake up and have a strong unction that I need to do this, you know. So I remember the first fashion week, and I told people the first ever fashion week in Huntsville that we gave. I visited other fashion weeks, like in Mobile, Nashville, Charleston, because I wanted to do my research. Like, okay, I'm thinking about doing this thing, but it wasn't really like I had a clear vision of what that would look like. And one morning I woke up, and every detail, I remember grabbing my book, and it was like a download, and I just wrote down everything that I felt like, you know, God was giving me. And it must be diverse, it must include everybody, it must be full of love, it must be a me, you know, like, and I'm just like writing all this, and then it was like, it must look like that, it must feature, you know, designers, it must, you know, and I'm just like writing it all down. And I remember calling my mom and saying, you won't believe this, like I just felt like it was downloaded. She said, I'm not surprised, you know, like, so I would say that it was just, as my friend Wendy, who's a leader in the group, she said, God gave you the grace to do that.
Oh, wow. Yes.
And she said, not everybody is able to get along with different personalities, different ethnicities, and so it has to be the love that God gave you for these people. And I think I get a pure excitement about seeing people's gift exercise. Like this dream you had in your mind. Like, I always wanted to show my stuff, or I always wanted to see what it's like to model, or and when I hear that, you know, it's serving a purpose. Like, even if it's in a small way, even if it's Huntsville, Alabama, you're getting to strut yourself on your stuff on the runway. But what surprised me that first show is that our headlining designer was from New York. And so it was a wake-up call for me to know that I had struck upon something and that I had gotten that direction, like, you need to do this. So my thought process then was always invite someone who's practicing in the craft with excellence so that we learn from them. Because if everybody's at the same level, how can we grow?
That's true.
So I try to just mix it up a little, and that takes vision, and that takes thought. And so that first Fashion Week gave birth to the Alabama Fashion Alliance. Because then the designers said, can we do this every year?
Yeah.
And if you start an organization, can I be a part of it? And I said, if you all support it.
Yeah.
So we started out with just a few people who wanted to do it, and here we are 15 years later. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you said a few things that just kind of popped to me, especially, you know, the first thing popped in my mind when you were talking about the download that you received from God, because, you know, God is the ultimate visionary.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so, but those that He calls, He equips. Right? And so if He called you to this, that's why you were getting that download. I mean, you had detail after detail after detail. That just doesn't come by happenstance.
Absolutely.
So to me, that's saying that He called you for such a time as that, at that moment, because He knew that there was something that He had already instilled in you, that you were going to be great at this. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all haven't gone out and looked at some of her stuff, I mean, you know, when I met her, she came into the building. She was, you know, just scoping out the place. But when she got here and she told me who she was, what she was affiliated with, you know, of course I'm nosy like that. I go and I was trying to look her up, right? And then I saw all this amazing stuff. And I mean, you know, when she says diverse, I mean, it's really diverse. I mean, it doesn't matter what shape, color, you know, your fashion sense, whatever. She has attached herself to so many people. And what I really like about you, Ellena, is that you open it up for everybody.
Oh,
I mean, you just had a casting call last week.
Yes.
I was looking at some of that because I follow you on social media, but I was looking at the people that came out, and they had this excitement about them, and even the people that were sitting around helping them had that same excitement. So I mean, I believe that fire that ignited in you, I mean, it's just contagious. I mean, and she's out there, y'all. I mean, and she's so humble with it. I mean, we've gone out to lunch and dinner and different things like that, and then people recognize her. Where were we that time? I said, that woman is looking at you. It's like she knows who you are.
I was at the restaurant too.
Yeah.
The Curry. Somebody was looking.
Yes.
Aren't you the fashion lady?
Yes. I mean, and it's got to make you feel good.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
yes,
you know, to know that you're making a difference. So I applaud you with that. So let's talk about faith and fashion.
Oh, yeah.
You're known for blending faith with fashion. So how has your relationship with God influenced your creative process and the way that you show up in the industry?
I think that at first I was thinking that there's the LeJeune, the believer, and then there's the LeJeune, the fashion designer, until he revealed to me that what you do is only a vehicle to represent me.
Right.
And so I gave this to you, so make sure you represent me with excellence.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean that I'm always going to get it perfect all the time, but I think that you can't have LeJeune, the believer, without the LeJeune, the fashion designer.
Yes.
So what we do, whether you own a business or you have a gifting, it's all from him. And the best thing you can do is steward it well and to represent him the best way that you can. And so I think that it's just a given that faith is going to be a part of it, because that's how I got to where I am. Because when I think about Fashion Week, we really didn't have any big sponsors or anything. We had a few people that I think at that time we had a little booklet, we did like little ads. But other than that, you know, when you see these other events, it's like these big sponsors that's, you know, sponsoring the venue and sponsoring the food, and I'm going like, okay. But one of our photographers, he brought to mind several years ago, he said, LeJeune, just think about this. Like, we have had a show, 2 shows every year, even through COVID.
Yeah.
You know, what you think about that? And that just was like, You're right. He said, that's God.
Yes, yes.
And I remember we were doing a style tank fashion design competition, and everybody had on like the little mask, you know, like working. And where I was working then was Red Bird Boutique, and they allowed us to set up a mock studio. And we had some of our team come out, David Robinson, Wendy, some of the others. And we set up a whole staging for the competition and filmed it and went live.
In the middle of COVID. Yeah.
And had like 4 contestants, and the owners were just wow, like they were like, what, you know?
How did you even?
I don't even think I thought about not doing it. I don't know.
Yeah. But that's part of that download. He gives you the grace to do the things that you need to do.
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer in that.
And that's the only reason we've made it as far as we have.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So let's. I want to get into kind of shift your heads a little bit. Your signature belief. So beauty is ageless, is what you basically said. You believe that there is no age to beauty, and I agree with you. As I'm 57 years old, listen. Not that I'm saying I'm beautiful, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, when you really try to take care of yourself and doing, you know, when we talked about this. It's really intentional now. We need to take care of ourselves, and that's a whole nother show. But but we've talked about that several times. But your signature belief is that beauty is ageless. So what does that mean to you personally, and how has that truth shown up in your journey now?
I think it was an education for me. Working in the fashion industry is a very vanity-driven industry.
Absolutely.
And after I became a certain age, I think just being transparent, we all feel like everything's not where it used to be. You know, you look at your face, it's changing. You look at your boobs, and just everything. And I think every pivotal moment in life teaches you something, and it forces you, if you want to find the beauty in it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I mean by that. I had to get to the point where I couldn't compare myself to anyone, which that's what the word tells us, don't compare yourself to anyone. Not everybody will like you.
Right.
Don't put your faith in man. You're like you just start, all that word just starts coming at you, and then when he says you're beautiful, you're like, who you gonna believe?
Yeah.
So I think that, and that's an ongoing thing, because sometimes I'll walk into a place and I see all the beautiful people, you know, all fit and put together and dressed, and you have to be able to just stand on equal ground and just know for yourself. I know I was thinking the other day about Christ, and when they challenged him about basically who do you think you are. He said, I know who I am, and I know where I'm going.
Right.
And I think about those words are for us too as believers. Like, I know who I am, and I know where I'm going. Now I know where I'm going in life because he's leading. And you know what the ultimate goal is, to go home, you know, and be with him. So everything I tell even my siblings when I'm together, and they can attest to this, everything you want to know about life is in that book. If you want to know. And then it's not just reading it, but it's believing it and then applying it in your life. And so, that I think that's what I mean by beauty is ageless, and that it helps me then, as I mature in that way, to be able to look at everybody and see the beauty in them. You know, whether you're 4 years old, whether you're 88 like my mom or more, and just go like, and marvel at the magnificent work that he does. We're his creations, and so, and he said it is good, so you just gotta believe it.
I applaud you for that, because I'm sure that there's been times that you've had to mentor people that have come to you because they thought just the opposite of themselves. Because I mean, what you've created is not just a fashion alliance, it's a ministry. And I just, just from the things that I've seen, the people that have been coming, that I've been able to witness on your social media posts, is that, you don't make a difference between either one of them. And I know that there's probably been times that you had to encourage people that came in doubting themselves or feeling that they were less than or that they couldn't compare. You have any story that you'd like to share about that?
One just came to mind when I was talking. We were at a practice, and one of the young ladies left the room, and then someone said, "Miss LeJeune, so-and-so is crying in the bathroom."
Oh, wow.
And so I went to see what was wrong with her, and her response was everybody was looking at me and pointing at me.
Wow.
And I'm going like, okay, and I'm trying to process, trying to put myself in the person's place, because you're thinking, girl, don't worry about that. But it was real to her that people were judging her and almost to the point where she felt less than them, because I think she felt like they brought it and she didn't. And I just talked to her, girl, we're all young and we're gonna strut our stuff right now. So you're young, have fun with it. I said, but one day when you're older and have your kids and your grandkids, you're gonna be able to point back and say, I was all that. Look at this picture. I was all that, and I'm still all that. And she just kind of like cleaned up and she went back out and she was able to just participate with everyone else. But I'm going to reemphasize, fashion is a very vanity-driven world.
It is.
One of the things I think that's my challenge is being able to establish a premise for excellence. Not on look. So if you try out to be a model, but you're difficult to work with. Or you try out to be a model and maybe you have other problems that's going on. Those are just opportunities. And I have had to say, like, you'll have to sit this one out. Especially since my prayer is always that backstage is peaceful. We don't want anybody back there upsetting the apple cart. We don't want people talking about each other, you know? Or and those are sensitive moments when you have to have those conversations. The other is modeling and designing clothing is a job. And we have to emphasize that too. So just like when you interview for a job and you get a rejection letter that says, sorry, you're not what we're looking for. It's the same in the fashion industry. So I have to explain to them, this designer wants size 4 to 6. We have to provide 4 to 6. You're 10 and 12. And you can't take it personally because she or he is looking for someone to wear their clothing. It's not about not including people. It's just, this is the requirement for the position. And I think we have to just break that down to people and just so they'll feel like there's going to be a place, but maybe it's not the place today. This is the real industry. I want them to have a real experience.
Well, and that's good because you're open, you're transparent. And I think that you've been put in this position because you not only provide a space for everybody, then you're educating. You talked about that, the education periods, and I think you bring speakers, have people come on the scene, that have lived that life. I think one of the people I remember, you had Demi Howell to come and speak, and she talked about some of her journey and what she had to experience. So you're providing more than just a platform for them to showcase. You're providing education, you're providing, that background, that history, the resources, the tools that they need to become a better them. So I think that's a good thing. That's part of the ministry that I was talking about.
And I think you hit the nail on the head too, because when people want to be a part of it, a lot of times I ask them, like, what do you know about the fashion industry?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite model? Like, what's your favorite magazine?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to be in something, at least be educated about what you want to be a part of.
Right.
And so when they come in and not knowing anything, I just want to be on the runway and I just want to, or I just want to show my stuff.
Yeah.
There are greats before us that we can learn from. So hopefully, you know, they get that in the process.
That's good.
Yes,
That's wonderful. So let's talk about resilience and reinvention. Okay. So your life reflects resilience and grace. We've talked about that. Can you share a season where you had to reinvent yourself or push through adversity to keep going?
Yeah, so So a lot of people don't know that when I started the Alabama Fashion Alliance, I was homeless.
Okay.
I was actually taken in by a family, me and my daughter. And I look back now like, what kept me pushing forward with it when I could have just said, you know, I'm not making enough money, I'm not, you know, I don't even have my own place, you know, like, what makes me think that I could do this? But it was a gift for me. I think straight from God that this is giving you some substance in your life.
Wow.
So yes, I had to reinvent the way I thought. And I think he had to prove that I got you, girl.
Yes.
You know, and then the other is being married 32 years and divorcing. And so that's been recent. So rebuilding your life at a certain age is like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, who am I? Like, what am I doing? Because you're thinking that you're going to be married, you're going to retire together, you're going to travel, you're going to do all this stuff like you see, you know, other people do.
Yeah.
And I'm still in that process. You know, it didn't happen overnight. I think little by little, God shows His faithfulness, and then that just helps me to keep moving ahead. And you know, getting a place of my own was a huge thing. You know, having a vehicle was a huge thing, even though they're older vehicles, and maybe not maybe not my choice place to live either.
Yeah.
But I tell people that it's peace.
Yeah.
You know, when I walk in, it's peace, and it's mine. Like, I did it, and I did it when I wasn't working.
Yes.
And that's where you just want to just go like, okay, what's going on here now? What we doing, Jesus?
Right.
Like, go and show out, you know.
Oh,
Yes. And it doesn't mean that I haven't had those dips, like wondering, like, how am I going to make it now? Like, because that's what life is, like, all the ups and downs. But I can say that I tell people there ain't nothing to go back to.
Wow.
Because there's newness ahead, you know. Like, I love when it says, don't you perceive I'm doing a new thing? You know, like, can you just get that in your mind that there's newness ahead, you know? And I'm just like, okay. So each day, just stepping it out.
I was talking to a young lady right before our session, and we were talking about trusting God in the process. A lot of us don't trust the process. We are, you know, if we don't see it or if it's not turning out the way that we perceive it should, then we're just like, you know, moving on to the next thing. We're not taking time to sit in it, to allow God to do what He needs to do. He knows what the end is, you know, but sometimes He takes us through that process so that we can learn the things that we need for the next.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you and I have talked about purpose a lot. And most recently, you know, on a new project that you're trying to launch, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but that's those pivotal moments that we've experienced along the way prepares us for the things that He has for us now. And so if He can't trust us with the back here, and we're not trusting Him with this small process back here, how is He going to trust us with more, you know? And so I tell people, you talked about stewarding, and you steward things well. What God has given you, this ministry through the Fashion Alliance, He's given you, you stewarded it well. So now He's trusting you to step into something new. because he knows that you got his back and he got yours. You're going to do what it is that he has for you. So I want to talk about, we're going to pivot a little bit and let you talk about some of the things that you have coming up, some of the things that God has placed on you to do next. We talked about purpose, we talked about perseverance. You've done all of those things and it's brought you to something new. So God is calling you to more. And we've talked about this as friends. We've talked about this, but and he's shown you, he's shown me, he's shown you though along the way the uncertainties that we have sometimes. We still need to trust him in the process because he sees the bigger picture. And so even with this new thing that you're about to birth, God is birthing in you. I think he's been intentional in giving you the right things along the way to let you know that he's with you. And I want to tell you that, not just as a friend, but as a sister in Christ, because I see the things. And it's like, I know the connection is here for a reason, but I'm like, okay, come on, Ellena girl, come on now, we ain't got time to be wasting. But I just want you to... I want you to say, because I get so excited here. But listen, I want you to talk to the audience, and I want you to talk to them about what God has placed on you and that what you're about to birth, because I think it's going to be pivotal in helping a lot of young women. Because we do have a lot of young women out there that need something new. They need something fresh. We have all these women groups and different things out here that people can attach themselves to, but they need something intentional. They need something raw. They need something that's welcoming. And they can come in, just like you said, with that diverseness. There's no limit. Anybody can come. Absolutely. So I want you to talk about that a little bit.
Take your time. She is really pushing me.
Yes, that's what I'm here for.
So I guess this has been on my heart, on and off for a year or so.
Yeah.
But lately really on my heart. And I'm going to just full transparency here. While we are believers, there are moments in our life that we feel like, what's going on here? Yes. And then you truly understand why it says, help me in my unbelief. Because when life happens, sometimes we question whether he's there or not. And so I can honestly say, while I'm talking very positively about reinventing myself and starting over, the moments are getting less that I feel that way, but it's still there. And I think for most believers, if we're honest with ourselves, we go through that. About 6 months ago, I know I was sitting talking to another friend, Cece, and we went live talking about our event. And we were just talking about the event and what was going to happen at the event. And in that moment, I said, sometimes I think we're not as successful as we can be because we leave things on the table. And I said, God's blessed us with tools that we can use to be even more successful. And how many of those tools are we just leaving on the table? And it was just a real quick thing, but it resonated with me, like, where's this coming from? And then I started thinking about, while we may experience big success, there's more.
Oh yeah, there's more.
With him, there's more. And maybe not in the ways of tangible things or money, but maybe it's just growth, like personal growth, understanding his word more clear. I know sometimes I think about the word and what it says, like if it promises something and I'm not seeing it in my life, I just say, what am I missing? There's something that we're missing. And maybe it's our understanding of what he truly has for us, and what he means by an abundant life. So because I'm in business and I have this entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm always cheering for the women, because a part part of keeping going is because I didn't have that support in my marriage. And so, and I know other women might be faced with the same thing too. You have a dream, you are wanting to work, or maybe you're working in it, and you're not getting the support from your spouse or your partner. So I shared with Regina that I wanted to start kind of a round table about business, where you are, where you want to go, and maybe explore some tools as believers that will truly take us from victory to victory. And so I'm launching that with Regina's encouragement, and I so greatly appreciate her for encouraging me. It is called Empowered because there's greater ahead.
Yes.
So I was sharing with her that I was on the fence about moving forward with it, and I am not the kind when I'm in church for someone to like prophesy over me. But I was in church about 3 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we were in a circle praying. The congregation is a small congregation, and this fellow, Joel, I know his name, he came up behind me while we were praying and said, he started out with empowered. And I just, what? What? And he was praying and he asked for greater anointing on my life. And of course the tagline is, greater is ahead. And yeah, how can I deny that this is something that I should do? And then Regina texts me the next day saying that she was sharing it with someone here, and they said, oh, I've seen that flyer before. And she goes, how have you seen this flyer? Like, she just gave it to me yesterday. So she was saying she doesn't know whether the person saw it in the natural, in a dream, but that was another sign. And then she sends me a text about, was it your sister? Who was that? And saying, pretty much, don't hold back, move forward with what God is leading you to do. So here we are. Empowered, greater is ahead, and I'm really excited about seeing the women that will come out. By no means am I an expert about anything. It's all proving that that word is true, and it's all proving that we can walk in the manifestation of that. So that is what I'm most excited about. So it's as much for me as it is for everyone else, because I truly want to know, how's it working for you? If you've been believing for your marriage to be healed, if you've been been dreaming of, I want to start this business, but I have no money, there's answers for us. And we're going to explore that. And hopefully we're going to have a lot of celebrations of successes, and we're not going to be able to even hold it in our hearts. It's going to be so great. So that is what I'm looking forward to.
Yes. So tell them when you're going to try to launch it.
Yes, I don't.
You don't have your
what's the flyer?
Well,
do you remember the date?
I think it's the 28th.
Okay.
Is it the 28th?
It's a Thursday.
It's on a Thursday. Yeah, I think it's I think so. But we're gonna get it out.
Yes.
On our on the Amber Businesses webpage, we're gonna put it on there. Actually, after today, she's already sent it and gave it to me. So we're gonna post it out there. And all the sessions are going to be here. They're gonna be on Thursdays. I think you said you're gonna try to do it once a month, right? So we're gonna help her advertise. And she's going to be doing some more, I'm going to encourage her to do some more infomercials like this, stick it out on her sites and everything like that. But and I guess the reason I attached to it is because as she talked about it, I felt the passion that she had for it. Not only did I feel the passion, I mean, there's such a need. there's so many women experiencing some of the same things. You know, we need to know that we're not out here alone. There's some people that we can attach ourselves to that either we have gone through the journey, we're right there in the journey with you, or, you know, some people need to hear it because it's something to come. If they're faced with this on down the road, then they know that I got a sister over here that can help me go through this. She understands it. She's been there. Not only does she do that, but she has such faith in God to know that if he brought me to it and brought me through it, he can bring the same thing or do the same thing for you. So that's why I attach to it, because it's something that it resonates with me. It's something that we truly need as women in the community. And so I'm just excited. I'm so excited about it.
And I have to say that you're a key player in this too, because when I mentioned it to him, you didn't have to say like, we can just do it here, you know, because we could have done it probably anywhere. But I think everything happens for a reason.
It does.
And so,
So more to come. Yes, more to come. So she's gonna be launching that, and it'll be in July. The first session will be in July. Do you want to talk about because it's gonna, you know, just give them an outlay of what it's gonna be? I think you said it's just gonna be a get together, like a introduction or something like that.
So it's just basically there are no guidelines and no rules or anything. We want everyone to feel that they're welcome when they come in. We want everybody to have input. I think that's important. That first one is kind of a meet and greet. At least that's what I envision. It's a meet and greet, getting to know one another, getting to know what the true vision is. We're only kind of hitting the high level facts about what's going to happen. Some little snacks, you know, something that we can nibble on, but hopefully what we feast on is a whole lot greater.
Oh yes. So, and the session is going to be free, right?
Yes, and it's free session. That's right.
All right. Well, Miss LeJeune, we thank you. We thank you so much. I really appreciate you for coming in and being open, being transparent, and just telling a part of your journey. I know that they're just talking with you as we commune together in our, you know, outings and settings and stuff. And you've shared so much more. But just to know that you have been able to step through so many things in life that should have just, you know, clipped you to the point of where you couldn't move forward, but the faith and resilience that you have brought you to the point of where you are now. And so as your sister, I'm proud of you.
You too.
I'm proud of you. And I'm just excited. I'm excited about your future. I'm excited about where God is taking you. And I'm just here I'm just here to support. Whatever I can do to support you, I'm here to support.
Thank you so much.
So I just that's the end of our segment. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all of my viewers for coming in. These are some real conversations, y'all, that we're having. Everybody has a different journey, but there's something that we can all get from each person's journey. Like I say, people go through some of the same things that we're going through, and these stories that people are telling, the nuggets that they're dropping, it's just little things to give us inspiration to be able to make it a little way further. And so I just want to thank you for joining. And remember, join us next time. Like, share, and subscribe so that you know that when the next segment is coming out, and we're going to change this narrative one story at a time. Thank you for joining us today on Changing the Narrative. I hope that something was shared today to help strengthen you, to help inspire you, and to help you on your journey. Here, every story reminds us that greatness is built in the unseen moments. So until next time, keep leading with purpose, keep growing with courage, and remember, we are changing the narrative one story at a time.